keep this for later. Welcome back to the game 2.
There's a game going on?
Yeah, apparently. There's a game going on about a team called Natisbunchere or something like that.
The host?
Yeah, the host.
Versus the Ig?
Versus the Ig.
Nice.
Ig too strong. But they lost game 1. Now I said that this was going to a 5-game series, so do you think Navi, I mean, you said like 5 games as well.
Yes.
I think you said IG 3-2, right? Ig 3-2, sorry. I was for Natisbunchere. So do you think this next game is IG or will be like Ig, sorry, or will be Natisbunchere taking 2 and then
I still have my
It's really hard to say.
I still think Ig will win. I think they went something like a little bit unusual because it was the first game. You have 4 more to play, hopefully for them, or hopefully for everybody.
Yeah.
And they can just throw it away. No big deal.
So now Natisbunchere getting the first pick, but Ig dominating the game, right?
Not dominating.
Barely winning.
Barely winning.
Barely winning. I like that. And with that said, we're going into the game, which has been already started. LD, Luminous, it's all yours.
Welcome to the casting desk, and now, welcome into the game. It's IG versus Navi. Game number 2 in a best of 5. Navi leading 1-0. We will see the Wisp banned by IG. No surprises there whatsoever. It didn't work for them in game 1, but they're certainly not going to give it away. They've been burned by this one a few times too many. Too many balls to the wall, too many balls in the face. They'll ban it out. Of course, I'm joined here by Lumi. How you doing, Lumi?
Not many balls for Navi as Wisp is banned out. So that's the critical ban that we're looking for. That happened. Darkster and Rubik's going to be IG's first pick, but seems like Alchemist is going to make a triumphant return for Navi. I still think that's going to be a 1-row Alchemist, though with Navi. Sometimes Puppy plays it on the 4 or 5, so we have to wait and see.
Yeah, there's those jungle heroes available as well. We've seen both teams love to use them at times. Chuan on his Chen is Enchantress, the same for Puppy. Puppy went to the Enigma last game. We'll see if they continue to use it, but they have not been afraid to. That is now the 2nd time in 2 days. Enigma's starting to make a small resurgence here. But if they want it, they're not going to pick it now. They'll save it for much later in the draft, and they will snap up the Chen here.
Oh, well, Chen being picked up generally, we're not going to see Enigma, most likely, because the 2 heroes have to share a jungle. Generally, both Puppy plays Chen, both... okay, what I'm trying to say is that Chen plays both... okay, let's try that one more time.
Chen's not a player.
Chen's not a player. He could be a player, but Puppy plays both Chen and Enigma, generally, and I don't think we're going to see this game. Stormstrid and Puck generally will be probably banned out by Invictus Gaming, and then it looks like Gyrocopter being banned out by Navi.
Yeah, we'll have to see where they go from here, but they get the Chen early, the Alchemist as well, so a good farming lineup for them. Obviously, it'll be a bit harder for Alchemist this game to farm, because there is a Darkseer in this game. There'll be a lot more pressure on his lane early if IG run an offlane Darkseer. Could slow down Havos's farm at least a little bit, but he still finds a way. Normally he does. And with a Chen and Alk, if they get something like a Shadow Demon here for Kuroki, any sort of initiating disable, you can kill a Darkseer in the offlane, so maybe it'll even start in the jungle. I do like the Rubik pick from IG because it also denies Kuroki his Rubik without having to waste a ban on it. I think that's pretty smart. We'll now see a Storm Spirit ban, and once again, IG, the 2nd game in a row where in the 2nd stage of the bans, they start banning out Dendi heroes. We'll see it again here.
Yeah, Storm and Puck is my prediction for IG bans. They did it last game, and no reason to not do it this game. Navi going to be banning out OD themselves. Quite interesting here. I haven't seen Invictus Gaming play OD.
What do they have in mind for Dendi? Normally, if you ban OD, it's because you want to run a bit of a weak. Well, obviously he's a strong hero mid, but especially if you want to run a weak mid, something like a DK, a Magnus. OD can really punish those picks in particular. Are they looking towards that fabled Dendi melee solo mid? They have a Chen. Dragon Knight normally is a good partner with Chen. Do you think Navi's thinking that direction?
I think Magnus might be pretty decent here, considering that Magnus give Alchemist even quicker farm. Like not that he needs it.
Not that he needs it.
Right. It gives you really good push as well and team fight. It's a nice hero in one package. It's gonna be a Puck pickup from Invictus Gaming, taking advantage of the fact that they do have the first pick out of the 2nd ban phase.
And now it'll be a Puck, like you said. So they get a 430 solo mid. They get a pretty strong mid, and they also, again, I feel they're picking heroes that Navi like. So in this way, it's almost like banning those heroes, and but you get them for your own team. It's a strong 430 hero. I like that pick a lot. And now IG's ability to fight is pretty versatile. They can team fight with Puck and Darkseer in the mid game. They can gank at level 6 once Puck gets Dream Coil. Rubik is a good smoke ganking hero. They have the early mech on the Darkseer. They can 5-man. If they want to take this later, they've got 2 natural hex carriers, so it's a very versatile opening from IG. And for Navi, how are they going to respond? What do you think that third pick will be?
I think they're going to secure their offlane right now. I think Funnick could...
Is it a Prophet for Funnick?
Yeah, Prophet plays a decent... Goddamn. I keep calling heroes and players, and all messing up. I blame Bruno because I found out what a snowmaker sounds like. You know how a snowmaker sounds like?
I don't...
It's a lot of loud noises.
I am so confused by this conversation. You have no idea.
It's not even just a snowmaker. It's just a broken one because...
Do you mean a snow machine like for a ski resort?
Yeah. Snowmaker.
How did you...
Snow machine.
First of all, that sounds very wrong. But then secondly, how are you finding a snow machine in LA? Like, did you guys go to a ski resort
I
when
was sleeping right next to him, and he's snoring like a mad motherfucker.
How is that a snow machine?
It's so fucking loud, and it's a snow machine that's broken.
I give your delivery for that joke a negative 20 out of 10 on the hexagon.
But it was
that
a good
hexagon
joke.
Inverted on itself. It turned into a black hole. It sucked us all in with it, and we're now in the Twilight Zone. Jesus, Lumi.
Next assassin,
get it together.
Next assassin gonna get picked. Puck. Oh my god. I'm done. All right, LD, take it away.
Jakiro, your 4th pick for IG. More great team fight. Vacuum into Ice Path. Fantastic little combo. Navi go for the Nyx this game. Could be potent, but there are ways for IG to deal with that Nyx. The silence, surging heroes away that are caught, Vacuum, Ice Path counter initiation. The silence as well from Puck could be huge. So I think they have tools to deal with this Nyx. They also have heroes that farm pretty well, which you'll need to do because you need extra sentries against that hero. Windrunner. Your 4th pick, is this a Dendi solo mid Windrunner?
It definitely could be. I was actually expecting Nyx Assassin to go mid against Puck. I feel like the matchup is fairly easy for Nyx Assassin to win it. Mana Burn really keeps Puck away from ganking, although I haven't seen Nyx Assassin being handled by Puck before, so I'm with you here. I'm actually thinking it's going to be Windrunner being handled by...
The Dendi runner.
Dendi, yeah.
A creature of legend, that redhead. Maybe Dendi's gotten his hair dyed as well. He's got a new girlfriend. He's poached 430's girlfriend.
Wait, are they actually dating, or is this just a picture?
Well, she's sitting on his lap. There's clearly something going on there.
Well, who doesn't want to sit on Dendi's lap? Let's just leave it at that.
Dendi claws. IG, their 5th pick now here. We'll see a ban out on the TA. So IG do not think this is a Dendi Windrunner. They're thinking that Dendi hero still has not been secured, so they ban out one of his signatures. A hero that can punish a Puck mid in the TA. Hard to find a kill, but pretty easy to out-CS him once you, say, hit level 3 and work your way towards 5. So, interesting ban from IG. I still think it could be a Dendi Windrunner mid. And Navi, their final ban will be a carry. It'll be the Spectre.
Oh.
And IG have gone full, do whatever it takes to win. They'll go PL. The boos ring out from the desk. Bruno, he's throwing bananas at the screen right now, but... it won't stop IG. They've gone full Phantom Lancer.
Why is there any boost? This hero's ain't even winning. This hero ain't even doing well. It's going to be a Dendi Shadow Fiend on the mid lane against a Puck from Ferrari. That should be a very, very nice matchup to watch. Of course, Puck generally has the advantage in that lane, although Dendi been playing out of his mind lately. So we'll have to wait and see. Navi in the lower bracket finals of the Alienware Cup. Up 1 game in this best of 5 series. Dendi going to be playing solo mid on the Shadow Fiend. Funnick offlane Windrunner most likely. Although, with that said, he's got 500 gold saved up. We'll have to wait and see what he's actually purchasing. Volts on the Alchemist. We have Puppy playing the Chen. Last but not least, Karoki handling the Nyx.
It's game 2 of a best of 5, and IG, they're trailing. They are 0-1 in this best of 5. If they lose, the road will end here. Both teams fighting for a right to face off against LGD China. Yesterday, they punched their ticket to the grand finals of the Alienware Cup, brought to you by Alienware, MasterCard, and DPM Interactive. IG, on the dire side, they'll need to try and find a win here. If they want to get any momentum, they're going to go right up to the Ancients. IG caught 2 heroes in the stun. Now a 2-hero impale. That is not the way to start game 2 if you're IG. They might even lose more. Havost on the hunt. YYF, no access to Surge. Twan does have a lift. The road will end here.
Wow.
They wanted to ward the Ancients. They thought it might be something that Funnick is farming. But to walk up 2 hills like that without vision... you are asking for trouble. So we'll introduce IG now, and then you could talk about what just happened. Lumi Zhou on the Phantom Lancer, Chuan on the Rubik. We'll have YYF in the jungle as the Darkseer. Faith, your support Jakiro, and your solo mid will be Ferrari 430.
The first blood actually went to Karoki, and because of that, it's going to be a quick boost first. I do
Are
see
they done yet? That's a 2-hero impale. They might even look to engage. No follow-up stun. IG is just getting clobbered.
Ooh, I think what IG was actually doing is trying to ward off the Ancients because Funnick has done this in the past. Get a Quelling Blade in the Windrunner, chop a whole bunch of trees here, and basically jungle the Ancients. It's actually quite doable, although haven't really seen it too much. I think this is the second time we've seen it. Also, Dandy took Shadow Rays at level 1 for that particular level 1 engagement, so until he hits level 2, he's really going to have a tough time because all the last hits that he will be getting in lane is not going to go towards his damage output.
Yeah, he'll still get the gold. He'll still deny 430 a bit of experience, but like you said, it's going to slow him down a bit in the mid lane. Still, all of it worth it for first blood, and most importantly, perhaps, they do protect the Ancients. Funnick power-shotting through to clear the trees, and now we'll start to plink away. Like you said, Windrunner's actually pretty efficient at this, has a good attack animation, has good damage, and nice range. So it's not the most efficient offlaner. Obviously, you'd rather have something like a Darkseer in the jungle in terms of getting as much as possible out of the lane, but Funnick will farm pretty quickly here.
Yeah, it's not too bad because she's quite powerful as a way to quickly go up to the top lane and defend that tower. Ferrari needs to be winning this lane very, very hard, and so far he's not doing so. And this goes back to what I said during the preview of game number 1, is that I believe Dendy will outplay Ferrari on the mid lane, just a straight up 1v1 matchup advantage. And Shadowfiend definitely doesn't even have the advantage here. So
both teams, we could see those X factors coming into play. Puppey could come out of the jungle as the Chen. In fact, he's already placed an Observer Ward for Denny, so giving him as much assistance as possible. Along with a Sentry, they should spot a Smoke Gank coming as long as their watchful eyes are there. Nice wraparound by Faith. He's managed to Sentry Ward off the Ancients. He's done it before the 2-minute mark. 430 starting to gain a bit of an upper hand here, now 5-2, and putting the pressure on Dendy, who was pulled, but went with an early Wraith ban. We'll have to farm quite a bit to get that bottle.
I don't think this Sentry Ward actually does anything. I mean, it prevents creeps from spawning, but as long as Funnick takes down all 4 of these creeps, he's happy, right? Like, he's not actually stacking for Wild Beastmaster access or anything like that. He's just kind of right-clicking away, so not getting stack is not too much of a big deal.
430 still doing a pretty nice job denying mid lane. It's an even matchup, but we can look at the bigger trades overall, Lumi. That Windrunner farming in the jungle, it's a safe lane out, getting free farm, maxing Greevil's Greed early for Havost. Always what he likes to do on that safe lane out. PL, however, for show, free farming as well. Even CS there. Jungle Darkseer already level 2. Our Chen hitting level 2 as well. Has a Wildkin. Who do you favor in this early game? Who's getting the upper hand in terms of the trades?
If 430 plays well in the mid lane and finds himself a quick Blink Dagger, I think you definitely go with IG here. Because Dendy, despite playing well in Shadowfiend, his hero is not really capable of taking over the map in the way that the puck can. So my favor is on IG for sure.
Yeah, well, Navi, obviously they've got dual cores this game. They've got the Windrunner as that semi-carry utility hero. They will deward the Ancients now, and it might be right before the spawn. 430 posting up mid. Is he really going to die for a first blood? It looks like he wants to go on Dendy. The silence is deployed. The orb cooling down. 1 hit away. Dendy will barely live. Oh, that was close, Lumi. He dodges a bullet there.
Wraithman doing work, damage, stats, nice.
And the 2 branches, everything he needs, just enough to live. Still Faith trying to stop this Ancient jungling, but he'll drop another Sentry Ward. Now he's going to try and deward Funnick, but he doesn't have Ice Path, so Funnick will just kill it off. Oh, this is not good for Faith. 2 Sentry Wards, both of them now removed. And he's still level 1. I'm a little surprised they're investing this much, because end of the day, they do have a Jungle Darkseer who's getting a lot, and they could just be getting levels on that Jakiro. Everything instead going to Chuan. But a Twin-Headed Dragon is a support that needs quite a bit in terms of levels.
Yeah, you want to max that Ice Path, you want to max the Dual Breath, points into Liquefier is not too bad. Faith trying to take one of those bigger creeps. If he's gotten it, actually that would have been a great steal, but he's now getting zoned out by Funnick. Funnick, of course, like you said, with that great attack animation. And of course, a Blaze of Attack being picked up as well. He's really running him off the lane. I think he could actually maybe even go for a kill. Cancels the Salve as well. Faith is just losing and denies a double damage. And Funnick,
it's not
cheeky.
You know, we always talk about how much help Dendy gets from his team to set him up for success, and it really is a team effort from Navi. Even the offlaner giving him a lot of help in this game. They're dewarding for him. They're placing Observer Wards for him. They're denying runes to IG. IG, they know how important Dendy is to Navi, but despite all their best efforts, he can't really be denied. 17-3 mid. Now that his damage starts to add up, it becomes harder and harder for 430 to keep him out of lane. A little bit slow on the phase shifts here. Oh, actually, phase shift was cooling down, it looks like. But
yeah, he used it once already.
Yeah, unable to miss these raises. And overall for Navi, level 4 on the Chen. Puppey did have a Wildkin farming with the Tornado. It looks like cleared out the big camp here. Darkseer is farming pretty quickly for YYF. Slightly ahead, but only very slightly. So then you just have to look at the safe lane. Alk maxing Greevil's Greed versus a PL who doesn't have Greevil's Greed. Well, we'll see a Smoke Gank now, but it seems to me, like you said, You said IG would get the better trades if they can win mid lane. They're not doing that. I think actually Navi coming out a bit farther ahead. They're trying to make it go on Dendi. They've got Coil. This could be your first blood. Oh, not your first blood, actually. It's Navi got that before the rune spawn. But Dendi will go down. A much-needed kill. Good early movement from him.
And he didn't even lose any gold, though.
From there.
Very quick purchase on the magic stick as well as the teleport scroll, so he lost 0 gold. Gonna TP back in the lane. Of course, dying's never good. It's 430 now. It's level 6.5. Notice that 430 make that go when he wasn't even level 6. Turn level 6 during the middle of that go and drop the Dream Core for the securing that kill.
A well-executed gank, and it's also right around the 6-minute mark. They might, I wonder if they'll even make a go again as soon as that Observer Ward expires. It also gives precious experience to Jakiro. Now hits level 2. Overall, it is a free farm PL, and if it goes long enough, obviously he'll have the edge over an Alc.
It's a free farm PL with the Midas.
Wow. PL is a pretty level-dependent hero.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting pickup from Joe, but this is basically saying, Navi, we saw how greedy you were last game. We see you're running a dual core. You're probably maxing Greevil's Greed on Havost. You're running a jungle Chen. We're going to trade, and to trade effectively, we're going to be as greedy as possible on our own.
Now, yesterday when Navi Hovos played Phantom Lancer, he also won Midas on Phantom Lancer against LGD China. But in that game, he was forced to go for a massive array of early game item in the forms of drums and Vlads. Let's see if Zoe's going to play similar, or is he going to go ultra late game with things like Man-Style, Radiance. We'll see. We'll see how much pressure Navi puts up. So far, the pressure has not started just yet, but when you have heroes like Shadow Fiend, Windrunner, as well as Chen, particularly Chen, you could actually get a ton of early game job done. Puppey, almost level 6. That's a critical thing. That means that Puppey and the rest of his team is going to be dying a lot less.
Yeah, early level 6 will help Dendi out a lot. He now gets access to Hand of God. And now diving that Shadow Fiend gets just a bit tougher. On the bottom lane, we'll see 2 heroes grouped up, 430 on the prowl. Looking for Kuroki, who we haven't even paid attention to yet this game. We've been so busy looking at the mid lane.
He's level 6.
He's already level 6. That is very efficient pulling. You compare that to Chuan, went for an early smoke gank, only level 4. And now 430 could be in trouble. He tries to orb out. He'll barely escape. Vendetta was used there. Kuroki thought they could get the kill, but the wily 430 will dodge. Dendi in trouble mid. He'll get lifted up and thrown back. The coil deployed. There is a Hand of God online. Dendi surges forward. He knows he's going to go down. Hand of God comes through. He cannot get a kill. Yes, he can. At the last second brings down Faith. The final raise. Dendi does it, but they do get a kill on the Shadow Fiend and Hand of God forced out. Still got to say that favors IG, but nice play from Dendi.
Yeah, that was a sloppy play on IG. If they checked on Chen's level, they would not, because they thought they had the kill, so they were even beginning to back off here, and Dendi was just chucking out raises. Dendi trades his life in a 1v3 gank. I even favor that Dendi. When you get ganked 1v3 and come out ahead with the kill, yeah, you're pretty happy. But Zoe as well as the Havos, those are the storylines. How much are they getting farmed?
You love the Havos.
The Havos.
The mother effing Havos. He's farming.
There's only one.
52 and 12. There's definitely only one.
Yeah.
That is a rather unique name, to say the least. For the time being, Joe, after the early Midas goes back for Tranquil Boots, we'll pick up a Sage's Mask. We'll see if he looks to build a Basilius out of this or what he goes for from here. But it is both teams trading. PL is a pretty fast flash farmer, but you're not going to keep up with Havost. You'll definitely fall behind at least through the mid game. I will say for IG, falling behind is okay. They've got a very good defensive lineup, but they found Faith mid. Dendi wants some souls. So get him now. Give me all your souls. Right back to full. 36 for him. And despite dying a few times, Dendi is still farming. They're farming 2 carries, IG only having 1. Seems like slight advantage to Navi, but it is still very early.
If Faith had the correct idea, it's like, hey guys, Kuroki's been missing for a while. Let me drop a Sentry Ward. Oh wait, he's right on top of me. So that's just
surprise.
A little bit unfortunate. Zoe's gonna now mount the push up top. The Lance is gonna zone out Funnick for a tiny bit, and they're gonna start creep skipping. The rotation should come here from Kuroki. He's making his way up top.
Tower shot is there. It's already level 5 on Funnick. He's doing a decent job of stopping this push, Joe. Not disassembling those Tranquil Boots for the time being, and now we might see a gank mid. 430, aggressively positioned. Krogi comes in, only stuns 1. This could be a bad dive for Navi if they commit, and they seem to sense it. Now they'll back off. There's your coil, holding Dendi in position. They're looking for the lift. In comes Kuroki, walks into the ice path. Now wants the Vendetta strike on 430. He might go down as well. Woo! Great phase shift dodge. 430 pulls a fast one on him, and they get 2. They lose nothing. All the while, the PL free farming. The Darkseer pushing out the bottom lane. A big win for IG there.
Did they add autocast back on Phase Shift, or is he the pianist or something else? Because 430 is playing out of his mind right now. And we talked about if he's getting a quick early Blink Dagger, he is going to be all the difference maker for IG. And so far, he's halfway there.
He had a little bit of help from his team with the early ganks on Dendi. He obviously was slowed down because his team gave up first blood slightly But in spite of that, overall, 430, well, you got to say he's winning this mid lane. Only 37 and 10, but the big thing for him is finding kills, slowing Dendi down, and farming an early Blink Dagger, now up to 1,000 gold. This is a bit of a problem for Navi. They rely heavily on this Nyx Assassin for Kuroki to initiate team fights, and so far, well, they're not going to have an early BKB on Dendi. He'll have to sit very far back.
So Dendi's not playing too well because he's not getting too much help from his allies. This is very a concentrated decision being made by Puppey. Puppey, if you look at his farm, he's level 8 with the mech almost being finished. It's very easy for him to send a Wildkin and chuck a tornado on the mid lane and basically says, hey, Dendi, now you win mid. He doesn't do that. He's just actually farming away. So I think Navi says, all right, Dendi, just hold on the mid lane. We'll come back and get you a little bit later.
Uh-oh. They've smoked bottom. They want to make a go on Havost. He is currently in Chemical Rage. He's got to be careful. Havost will back off for the time being. Has he purchased the Shadow Blade? He has. Already complete 11 minutes in. This is the time for Navi to start and try and take some fights. We'll see if Havost goes for a kill here. The Shadow Blade not yet spotted out. Will he reveal it? He will.
Or for 430, in a little bit trouble being zoned out here by the gank from Kuroki, but having a ward down, scouts out the Vendetta, and we'll be fine.
For the time being, 430, 1,300 gold, getting pretty close, and now a Hand of God bottom lane. And in comes Puppey, charges into 3, IG scatter to the winds, and will back off. Not often do you see a Chen walk into 3 nukers and live to tell the tale, but they knew the backup was coming. They've already dropped a Sentry Ward, in fact 2 Sentry Wards bottom lane, just to make sure. A little bit of insurance here for IG. They do not want to be caught out. Now Chuan, Chemical Raged up. He'll be searched in by YYF. They clip Havost with an Ice Path, but he's too tanky. He's too hard to bring down. They're lacking burst damage. Where's 430? He's coming from the side. Silence is there in Kuroki. He wants to bring this Nyx down before he can use a single spell. The Carapace comes. Another beautiful phase shift. 430 just toying with the minds of Navi. Now 5-3 your score. 12 minutes in. IG, a free farm Phantom Lancer, a lot of pressure on the Alchemist's lane. It seems to me maybe IG getting the slight advantage here.
Well, look at Phantom Lancer, the exact same build as the Havost, going for Vlad first, just want to pressure lanes on the side. And this is probably the best way to play it early. If your other 4 heroes are doing so well at distracting the enemy carry, you want to provide your own distraction in the form of split pushing. And one of the best items to split push is the Vlads.
It's a great split pushing item. It'll help him from the jungle as well later on and stay at full HP. Of course, if you just want that, Tranquil Boots are normally enough, but the big thing for me is that he's level 11 at 12 minutes in.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And that's the power of an early Hand of Midas on Zhou. With that early level 11, well, he'll be able to farm faster. As you level up your Juxtapose, you get more and more illusion. Your army will be there longer, and you can look to make things happen. They're going to go in on Kuroki.
But it's going to be a Waning Rift to cancel out the hits, and Kuroki, he is so dead, or is he here? He's dropping a couple of nukes here, but not enough damage output from the Shadow Fiend to make the deal, and they're going to de-ward that Sentry as well.
They have been so prepared. They've had sentries in every lane all game. IG supports deserve a ton of credit because against the Nyx, against the Shadowblade Alc, if you don't have those, you lose.
Yep.
Just you get absolutely destroyed.
And here we go. It's going to be the Blink Dagger available on 430. You thought he was a beast now. Wait till you see this guy with Blink.
YYF caught up here. Troll Trap to start. Now a vacuum back, well timed. The stun will still come from the Alc. The Centaur Stomp could be there. It will be there. Good chain stun. Now a clap as well. YYF trying to surge his way to freedom. He can't get out. And they had no backup. Havost finishing the kill off. Actually, Puppey getting the last hit. Mech now available. He's up to 1,200 gold. Has all the components. Just needs to purchase the recipe. In comes Chuan, though. He's still in Vendetta. The first auto attack comes, and now they lift him, and they throw him back. 430 coils as well. He's been dusted. Havost will go down. They don't even get the tower. Seems to me Navi just overstaying their welcome and pressing a bit too much here.
Yeah, they thought they were safe. Did not realize that Chuan had Vendetta, and that's a big spell that you need to be very careful of. If you check on the net worth here, Alchemist falling a little bit behind here despite him having Grievo's Greed. On the mid lane, though, Blink into a deny. Woo! Speaking of Blink,
what a player. What a freaking player.
Dendi also has a Blink, and this is going to be beautiful to watch. I have not seen a Blink Shadow Fiend since.
This is so bold.
Yeah.
To go Blink Dagger in this game, when they have Surge into Rubik just auto-attack you and lifting you, when they have so much initiation, a Blink Puck is now online. To go for a Blink Dagger on Dendi, he is really trusting in his own reactions, as well as the backup of Puppey to keep him safe. But make no mistake about it, Dendi is incredibly squishy. This is an extremely glass cannon-like build.
But this is the difference that we saw from yesterday's game when they picked the Shadow Fiend against LGD China. Instead of going for the Blink or Shadow Blade, he went for BKB. They weren't for any kind of early game action. They were just farming. And having a Blink Dagger actually accelerates your farm. Because if you want, you can Blink from camp to camp. And, well, sort of like an anti-mage. But by traveling faster, you hit more creeps and you do farm faster.
For the time being, Navi, they'll rotate S3 towards the top lane, looking to take IG's dire tier 1 tower. Still, Zhou farming, something probably coming for him soon on the courier. It will be either a Manta style, or Yasha rather, or a Diffusal Blade. We'll have to see what item he wants to go for, but with Vlad's and a Diffusal, he could look to fight now. He's already level 12, still keeping the pace. Score 7-4, and here comes our engagement. A Blake, a silence on Funnick. He's been caught. Coil catches 2 as well. A phase shift dodges the Alk stun. Beautiful play so far. Funnick goes down. Now Dendy still trapped in that coil. Unwind in the Requiem. He'll only unlaunch it now. Can he actually find a kill? That's the question. The dust is here. Zhou driven back for the time being. Has a lance. The ice path is there. Dendy blinking past the ice path to the right. Won't be able to find a kill. The Darkseer falls. However, they do get Funnick, who buys back and looks to rejoin the fight immediately. Navi, they know Dream closed down. They know the Darkseer's dead, and they want to fight. Shackle is there once again. A well-timed phase shift. 430 has been on the mark, but is it enough? The Impale comes through, stolen by Chuan, and they will barely escape with their lives. They almost lost 3 or 4 there, and Navi will take that tier 1 top.
Well, everybody's back alive right now, but they're just not getting there soon enough. I don't think they actually push down tier 2 Navi, but looks like they're going to go into the enemy jungle and start farming away. Meanwhile, what is Zoe getting here? Oh, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here.
Still a little bit curious. Kuroki says, hey guys, I found the Phantom Lancer. Come on, let's get the Monkey Man. Looking for an Impale. Oh, he got greedy, went for a Vendetta Strike first, and during that time, a calm Doppelwalk. Zhou will escape.
He's going to actually block one as well, but here comes YYF. He's going to get a vacuum back. No puck available to actually chase, and they're not going to get that kill without the puck.
Kuroki throws out one more stun, and it looks like at long last, IG will back off. I mentioned the Sentry Wards earlier. Look at them now.
Look at
they have 4 more Sentry Wards top. They are not going to let Navi surprise them. Of course, the problem is they don't have track gold this game. Faith is walking around with basic boots. Your Rubik for Chuan, basic boots as well. Sure, they are doing a great job of preventing Navi from getting the initiation, but the problem is this means you don't get arcane boots on your supports. You don't get early blink or force staff. It does have attacks even if you play correctly. It's like playing against a Wisp. Even if you don't die to relocate ganks, you still might fall behind simply because of how you have to play to not die.
There was the smoke up top. I don't think they actually spot out those smoke with those Sentry Wards. They are going to roam top here as they see YYF. The net's going to start out well, there's going to be stun. Blink forward from Dendy. Nice vacuum to destroy something, though. Let's see if they're going to get any return kill. That's going to be a puck teleporting in. He's getting stunned by the Centaur Micro from Puppy.
I can't believe he TP'd into that. There was no Darkseer there. Nobody else was in position.
You're a puck. You're invincible. But unfortunately, Centaur faster with a Stomp than the phase shift. That's just impressive.
Great anticipation by Puppy. I still think that's a very questionable TP. What is he going to accomplish? He can't stop the push by himself. Maybe waste a tiny bit of time, but in the end, he'll go down. And now Navi, do they actually go high ground here? Darkseer, Puck on the sidelines for 15 seconds on the Puck. As of the time he's finishing the sentence, and 3 on the Darkseer. They'll respawn. Navi just going to chip away. The Ice Path will come through. They're still reluctant to go in. Chuan, he's stolen the Impale from the earlier engagement, throwing it out here and there. Now stealing something fresh. What is it? It'll be a level 4 Shackle Shot. IG will defend. It's a very hard lineup to go high ground against, and Zhou is split pushing, but they do have to play defensively. I think that's the goal for them. Let Zhou split push. While that's happening, just farm where you can, but do it safely with Sentry Wards, and try to hold on to those last 3 outer towers as long as possible.
And the war of detection continues as Puck picks up a gem for himself. So normally you see Puck rushing for a Scythe of Ice. You just want more ways to deal with these invisible heroes on the side of Navi. I don't think that's a bad choice. I do want to say that Navi has a big difference in terms of the draft this game compared to yesterday LGD China versus Navi, is that they had no initiation. I kept harping the only stun came from the ranged Dragonite in that game. This one you have Alchemist, you have the Impale, you have the Shackle Shot.
We'll have to table that thought. IG are wrapping around with 4 heroes. We're going to have a huge clash mid in a matter of seconds. They'll surge in 430. They found Funnick. The Shackle flies from Tron. Will not connect. 430 blinks past the site of the engagement. Now jumps back in. He's ported to the fight. Dendy unloading a Requiem on the backside. Now it's the backstab coming from Dendy. Zhou joins the fight. Has an army of illusions. Dendy in a bit of trouble here. Maybe not, though. They're going in on him. Can they bring this hasted Shadow Fiend down? They need one more lance. A 2-hero stun. Nails it, Havos does. Now Dendy blinking to the right. Still being chased by Zhou. Zhou, is he going to throw his own life away? He gets blind races. Bruno is going absolutely bonkers in the background. Now the TP out from Zhou. Will they find him? He'll escape. Well, Zhou, he does it, but IG didn't get a good initiation there, and it really cost them.
They got one on the Windrunner, but he had Windrunner turned on, and they couldn't burst him down. But that team fight was won by D Hovos, the 2-man stun, because once Shadow Fiend came in with a pocket that held the HP, they would have just did absolutely all the damage necessary to take down 3-4, but unfortunately the 2-man stun allowed Dendy to do whatever he wanted. And team fight went the other way. Great play by Havos, joining the team fight, being in the right places at the right time.
It seems to me like 430 really wants to catch this Nyx in the fights. He keeps on jumping past enemy heroes just to go on the Nyx, always reserving the coil, the silence for KuroKy, really prioritizing him, which makes sense. If you let the Nyx live and he gets off multiple impales, multiple carapaces, it can ruin your team fight. It's a great disruptive hero. But unfortunately, they weren't able to kill the Nyx quickly there. It was a bit of a disjointed engagement for IG. My biggest concern for them, though, Lumi, is they still don't have a mech on YYF. We are 20 minutes in. He's died an awful lot. Normally one of the harder offlaners in the game to kill. 0-4. If they had a mech, I feel these fights would be way different. But they're not getting it. And at long last, I think we'll finally have it.
Yeah.
Still, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, generally finish in 13 minutes if you're having a good farm. He's really far behind, and I think IG's, because of them not having a mech, they're losing a little bit more fight than they are. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, looks like IG, or excuse me, Navi grouping up here to push a tier 1 tower, and that thing's going to go down rather quickly.
And now the tower will drop, and Navi grouping up. They've got an Assault Cuirass coming soon for Havost. He just needs to buy the last few components. Navi has a squad of 5 pushing in the bottom lane. The score 10-10. 21 minutes in, we can take a look at the gold graph. It's a 5,000 gold lead. Navi ahead, not overwhelmingly so, however. 3,000 experience, the lead there. And they'll try and take down the last, well, not the last, but the second to last outer tower for IG. IG reluctant to defend. They can't get in close. They go for an ice path. Now 430, thinking about a blink coil, not jumping yet. He'll catch 2. Just the silence. And now, no coil deployed. Dendi comes in with a BKB working on Chuan. Brings him down. They have no answer for the Dendimon. He'll get 2. Mega kill for him. IG unable to fight against that early BKB. That coil came really late as well. No coil from 430 until after 3 or 4 teammates were basically dead.
We're seeing it again. It's the Blink BKB Shadow Fiend still winning team fights 3-4 years later after the original dominance.
Established in 2008-ish,
8,
something like that.
Yeah, well, probably even earlier, and it was there for such a long time, and then they bring it back, playing it as if it never actually left the scene. Just beautiful play. Now gets Aegis on the hand. We might not even go to Game 5 here, as Navi looking good to take Game 2 here.
I wouldn't call it just yet, but Navi do seem to be gaining the upper hand on IG. IG, of course, they lost Game 1. This is Game 2, if you're just joining us. Thank you all for being a part of the broadcast, but it should be mentioned, Navi getting closer and closer to a Game 2 victory. If they win this game, they'll be 1 win away from advancing to the Alienware Cup Grand Final scheduled for tomorrow. LGD China's waiting. They got the best of Navi in a very long, epic game yesterday. Let's see if Navi gets back, if they can do it again. But they do have to win this game first. They'll pick up an Invis or Inferdendi. They could rotate into the enemy jungle if they like, but they say, screw it. We've got Aegis. We've got Blink BKB on our Shadow Fiend. We are marching straight down mid. And despite dying a few times early, Dendi all of a sudden is 7-3-4. And this is the point in the game where you got to say the Shadow Fiend is doing a lot more than the puck.
Yeah, definitely is with the AoE damage. Apple Shackle Shot's gonna launch here by Funnick, and Ice Path not really hitting here. Can they get the lift? They do lift KuroKy, and KuroKy will get brought down. Good job here by IG.
Didn't get the carapace off there, got caught, gets blown up.
I do want to point out the philosophy of IG Zo here, playing the carry for both games, is the fact that he's going for a lot, wow, buyback here from KuroKy. He's going for a lot more early game item, despite playing things like Spectre and Phantom Lancer. I'm very surprised.
We'll have a big clash now. We'll have to hold that 430. Orbing away, the Ice Path deployed. Dendi caught in it. IG retreating as a unit for the time being. Shackle will connect. Faith is so royally screwed. He'll go down. The buyback from Navi. They still, IG tried to take a fight there. KuroKy going in on Chuan. No greed this time. Just an impale to start. Now a burn to follow. The throw and the lift back won't matter, no matter how hard this Rubik lifts. He gets crushed by Dendi. Unstoppable indeed. He started this game 2-3. He's now 8-3-5.
Tier 2 is going to be okay considering that there is no creep wave there, so they're going to have to rotate up top, perhaps look for a gank against Zo. Zo senses it and will back off, but why isn't Zo going for any kind of late game item? He's a great late game carry, but I wonder if this is Navi forcing them to fight early, or if IG is just too afraid. Why aren't they going late is my question to them. And my question for you as well.
Why isn't IG going late?
Well, yeah, why aren't they going for bigger ticket item like a Man style, like a Radiance? I know Diffuso's blade is great on both Spectre and PL, but I feel like Radiance is always a superior choice on Spectre, for example. And Zo, if he's going for Drums, Manta, this is kind of very established build on the West, and we're not seeing these type of build in the East.
Yeah, you do really have to question the Vlad's pickup, I think. That's the main one where I'm still sort of scratching my head about it, but it's also Navi just fighting really well. I don't know how much Joe's item selection would have mattered, but we'll have to see because he doesn't have time to pick up more. And Navi coming in mid. They've got 5 grouped up. Havost, Gem, stolen in the last fight by 430. I do want to mention that 430 lost to Gem. That means they have no way to see these heroes coming unless they're near their tower. That's a costly loss for IG. They'll still defend their high ground for now. There is 3,800 gold up on Joe. They do have a Phantom Lancer. They've got a Darkseer. Make no mistake about it, Lumi. This is an incredibly hard lineup to go high ground against for IG. Very strong defensive high ground lineup. But maybe Navi have the item advantage and the Roshan advantage they need to try and take it. Ghost Scepter up for Dendi. Here we go once more. Up the hill. Dendi working on the tower mid. The tier 3 starting to take some chip damage. No commitment yet from either team. IG, they'll stay safely at the tower.
Navi has all the time in the world because IG isn't split pushing right now. You don't have a PL on one side of the map that's pressuring out the lane, so they could stay here for at least 2-3 minutes if they want to do so.
Can Joe actually leave the base, though? There is a Nyx assassin.
They can't. That's the issue. And right now, Navi's one stun away from actually making a play. The Lance is going to go out on Havos. He wind walks. No big deal. In fact, they're going to actually split push up top and work on the tower. Wow. There is space to keep on the mid lane. Here comes the Ice Path, not doing too much. Vacuum backwards here. Wall on top. And Shaco shot on the 2 support here. And Dendi's doing work with this BKB, but nobody actually dies. All the ultimates are down, and Chuan seals himself a power shot. I think he should be actually aiming for the Requiem of Soul.
Oh, Havos stunning himself. Not a big deal. Like you said, there's no Dream Coil. There's no wall. Navi, they do lose Dendi's BKB, who, by the way, has gone full shotgun mode. He's decided he wants to match the shotgun we saw yesterday. I believe it was from Kuroki. He'll get the Ethereal Blade. And now a vacuum into an Ice Path, just slowing this push down as long as possible. Another Shackle will connect. YYF the Darkseer held in position, now thrown up, or rather stunned up, and the Ethereal Blade, Dendi, is going to blow him up. There's your shotgun. Pew, pew, pew. They find a kill in the Darkseer, no wall available. The mech was cooling down. Now Joe throwing out a Lance. IG still defending that high ground, stubbornly for the time being. But Navi finding kills here and there. BKB has almost cooled down. Just about a minute to go. Navi are still trying to find their way into this base, but a formidable defense. IG has been mounting one so far. They will continue to chip, slowly but surely, just whittling this tower away. The tier 3 mid losing a couple hundred points of HP. IG, they've withstood the onslaught. They haven't lost racks yet. You can't say it was horrible for them, but Navi do continue to pull a bit farther ahead.
I like the pressure from Navi. Last game, they had the Aegis on Dendi. They didn't do much, at least for the first Aegis. They're now standing on the front line, even not having Requiem, not even having the wall. They're saying, hey, all we need is some chip damage. If you find a nice Shaco, we'll initiate. If we don't, we keep hurting the tower. There's nothing stopping us from doing so. We don't see IG split pushing, and that's why I don't think Zoe is playing as well as some of the Western Phantom Lancers. Loda, AI will be split pushing. They will be at the tier 2 or even at the racks at this point here, and well, he's now back mid farming away, but he's missed a ton of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious to go check Twitter, because Loda very vocal about Phantom Lancer play in general, and, well, he's been watching these Alienware Cup games. We'll see 430 getting Ethereal Bladed. Would love to see Loda's feedback. But for the time being, IG, they'll rotate towards their H-hits. I'm curious, Lumi. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is totally off topic, but can Dendi get away with an Ethereal Blade here? Can he go full shotgun, or rather with the Dagon? Can he go full shotgun Shadow Fiend? How YOLO swag can you get?
I think they're leading enough such that the YOLO swag will work. It's just that
if he goes it, he gets some cred, right?
Yeah, well, there's no BKB carriers on IG, so I don't see why not. Like, who actually buys BKB? Nobody, right? So why not?
Obviously, this is not a serious discussion. I highly doubt he'll go for it, but
I think Manta is the item to go here. But,
yeah. Maybe it'll be a Dagon.
Maybe
I just want to see a Dagon, the Ethereal Blade Shadow Fiend with a Blink Dagger. That would really make my day. But Navi so far going for much more stand-up items. We'll see Havos pick up a Heart of Tarask, and Navi, after farming their own Ancients, might wait for Roshan number 2 here. I don't think IG have to give that Rosh away for free. Yes, Navi are now ahead by 14,000 gold, 12,000 experience. It sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. But IG have Vacuum, they have Wall, they have Puckle, they've got Ice Pad. They have a fantastic lineup to fight near the Roshan pit.
Well, IG so far isn't making any type of play here, and Zoe is just respecting the fact that there is a Nyx assassin now, so he's too afraid to split push. Again, if you had Mantisau, if you had a Vit Booster, things a little bit different. But he's just right now farming in front of the tower. There is a Phantom Lancer in the game, but I just don't feel the same.
Doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't feel like there's an impending doom for Navi because they're so far ahead, and if this game goes maybe 15 more minutes at the pace that it's going now, where IG isn't losing anything, then the storyline will change. But for now, I don't think a PL, even with having a hand of Midas, even having 225 creep kills in 30 minutes, is going to do it.
Not now. If it goes another 20 minutes, another 15 minutes, maybe then.
Yeah.
Joe is up to 4K gold. He has either his Manta style or the makings of a heart, a butterfly if he wants. We'll see what the choice is. But the main point is that he's got that next item. So he's basically got 2 of his big items. The Manta style, the Diffusal level 2. Then he just has to farm the next 2.
Five-man gank on
If he gets a heart, if he gets a butterfly, it could be trouble. Navi, oh, they might be caught unawares. IG has played rather passively through the mid game. They'll find Funnick here. A blink, a coil, and now the teleport reaction comes, but Funnick will be blown up. In comes your Nyx Assassin. Kuroki, does he have a blink dagger? Still TPing in. Havos charging in. He's got a stun being channeled. Chuan's walked back. I don't know why, but he's going to get caught by a stun. Now, a lance flies forth, but Havos just does not care. Dendi unwinds. There's your Requiem. A lot of damage. Still has the E-Blade. Not even bothering to use it. IG, why didn't they run? Why would you turn to fight that? You got to kill.
Maybe they saw some cash on the ground or something.
I mean, there's something I missed, though. I don't understand why
I had no clue as well. I think Chuan says I could lift him or something, but...
And even once Chuan turned around, why did the rest of the team stay? I feel you really do have to
This
question
is
that.
where IG sometimes play really well, and then sometimes they make a play that makes you scratch the head, like, what the hell? And now there's a Blink Dagger on Nyx Assassin. That's another way for them to break the base. I'm very scared for IG. Not happy with their play.
Well, I think Navi's happy with their own play. They now lead by 16,000 gold. Dendi, whatever that next item is, it'll be a Crystallis. Not full shotgun mode, but just full glass cannon mode for him. The E-Blade's interesting in this game as well, because Zhou does have a Diffusal Blade, so the Ghost Scepter aspect doesn't help you, but it's just all about the offense for him. And speaking of offense, he's been leading that offense. 10-3-6. I can't stress this enough. He started 2-3. Dendi was getting a lot of hate mid from IG, but he's found his way back into this game.
Apparently not enough hate, because he is still dominating right now. I'm surprised that he's not going for Manta, considering that they are more in the siege mode situation of the game, and Manta's just a lot better for you to extend that siege, but looks like he's blinking upwards to check the hill. Dendi is blinking forward into the 5, shotgunning away, he gets lifted up, blink, silence. They don't make that go, because he know that he has BKB available. You cannot kill this guy.
Yeah, you can't kill him unless you chain stun him from 0 to nothing, and truth be told, their chain stun is a bit underwhelming. They've got an Ice Path, a Rubik Lift. That's it. It's not really enough to burst him, not without something stolen by the Rubik. 430. Will we see an Aegis steal? Navi, they stole 2 Aegises to come back against Tong Fu earlier in the playoffs, and now Roshan dropping fast. Aegis claimed by Dendi. IG, a headlong retreat. Dendi blinking forward. BKB deployed, wants to go on Chuan. There's your crit. See ya, Chuan. Back to the well. Navi, they find a pick, and that's a big hero to kill. The Rubik, very important for this high ground defense, needs to be stealing impales. And Navi might be the first lane of Rax. This game might just be a Game 2 victory in the offense.
Is Dendi streaming pubs right now? Because he's playing like he is. My god, he's running in 1v5. He's got the BKB. He's got the Aegis. He doesn't care. He's on the high ground, and here comes Havos. Blink silence from 430. Vacuum. There's no wall. There's a wall. A little bit late. Macro Pyre on top as well. Decent AoE damage being dropped out. Dendi dropping low here. And actually, can they get the Aegis off of him? If you do, you might have a shot. Oh, they are. No, the Iron Shell micro from one of those illusions being micro back and forth. They're dropping the nuke. They're actually dropping.
Oh, nice, both taking a bit of damage here. Dendi was low. I liked what IG did. That was very cute. They put an Ion Shell on an illusion and surged it after him. That's some very creative
It was a
play,
micro, though. It should have been staking on
It
Dendi.
died too fast. There was too much AoE. I like Dendi's use of Requiem of the Souls there. He killed all the illusions created by the wall nearly instantly. Sure, you're not killing heroes, but you need to get rid of those illusions. Helps keep Navi alive. But we just see the resilience of this IG lineup. So good at defending the high ground. Even when Navi is such a crushing advantage, call it a 20,000 gold lead, a 20,000 experience lead, they still can't quite break the base. We're now 33 minutes in. Your score 19-12. Navi are leading. Can they break the base, Lumi?
I think they can. They're just one shackle shot away. None of these shackles are actually landing, which is somewhat unfortunate, but sooner or later they will land. They have a ton of time. And again, there is no pressure. All the tier 2 still stands. Zo, my friend, what are you doing? You are not split pushing.
It's hard for him. There's a Nyx.
He has a heart. Screw the Nyx. Nyx, come say hi. You say hi back to him with a lance.
And there's a Shadow Blade Alk with a gem. I think that might be the bigger issue here.
I don't think he's actually dying to any one-man gank, but
the 2-man ganks, however, could be a problem.
yeah, that's definitely a fair point. But I think right now his team needs him to defend with all the lances in the front lane, as well as all the illusions in the front. But he's actually not successfully defending.
Here comes the next fight. In comes the Lance. Havos starting to drop pretty quickly. Nukes being thrown out willy-nilly on the illusions. In comes your Macro Pyre. Navi just skirt around it and don't even give 2 hoots. Havos dropping a bit here. Now a coil, a vacuum as well. No coil just yet. Shotgun away way up, blows him up. Dendi just taking people's heads off this game. Now he wants Faith. Where's a crit when you need it? He can't buy one. In comes a Lance. They've already taken Rax. Navi, their first lane of Rax, claimed 35 minutes in, or just before that. And now, will they actually back? Do they go for a second lane? They are very low on mana. Wall has cooled down once that Darkseer respawns. Still Navi just sitting, farming mid, daring IG to come out and fight them. But with only 3 heroes alive, they seem very
reluctant. They're going to just rotate top. They have the creeps in base, so the tower is not going to regen, and he's going to just walk in with that crit. Going away, shotgun's now available. Blink 4 against Faith. Faith going to get shotgun. No, just right-click away Puck, trying to get back out. And Dendi is going to say, all right, going to start focusing on the tower. There's going to be a little bit of a nice holy impale on the illusions. They're going to get focused down as well. And that's going to be the second lane of Rex. I really don't think IG is going to hold here. Havos going to charge up a stun. There's going to be a stun stolen here. Havos down to about half HP. You got to burst him down. Meanwhile, Puck on the back line providing a lot of distraction. Puppy's low. He doesn't have mana anymore here. Havos is going to go down as well. But is this a pyrrhic victory? Because they have lost so many Raxes, so much building, and they have not gotten a single one of their own.
Wow. Puppy didn't have mana there, not able to
430, blinks forward here. He's going to get forced back out here. Dendi's even looking
Oh no, he's bought time. This might be an opening. If they can kill Dendi once, they can probably kill him twice.
He's got blink.
He does have BKB. He'll blink, but the lance still follows you. No BKB used. Now gets coiled. He could turn and fight with a BKB, but he's going to let this first life go. No. Pops the BKB now, trying to fight his way out. Now trying to run. He says, 430, come to me. And he gets a haste. Now he dies. Oh, this could be Dendi dead twice. This is a big loss. They did take 2 lanes of Rex. Like you said, he blinks to the north. He has no TP. He's trapped here, but IG cannot follow him. They will back off. So Dendi escapes the noose and lives to fight another day.
So with Iron Shell on Zoe, that should have canceled the Blink Dagger, but with Blink Dagger, you could take damage for like 0.3 second-ish and still maintain the ability to blink, and that's what happened there. So quick fingers of Dendi got him out alive. He would have definitely died because there's Purge on the Phantom Lancer.
And there's your data list.
Yep.
As though he needed more burst damage. Now he's got it.
Hey man, sometimes you just gotta both burst magical and physical. So now with the shotgun data list, what kind of build is this? Holy crap.
It's so awkward. He's got the shotgun, but then most of his damage is coming from the crits.
Yeah.
So very unusual build from Dendi, but I think he's showing that it doesn't matter what items he builds. He's just going to outplay you. 13, 3, and 7, 23 to 14 your score, 37 minutes in. IG have one last lane of Rax to defend. They do have a range Rax top, but that really doesn't matter. The melee Rax is down. Only one lane to go. If Navi take that, it's probably game. And if they take game 2, they'll be 1 win away from advancing and getting that rematch versus LGD China in the grand finals of the Alienware Cup. Here we go, Lumi. They're grouping up.
Also want to say the shotgun's not really for show. Dendi's been using it so well. You talked about it in the last team fight. YYF getting bursted down and not able to drop his nukes and his heal is a big deal. So I feel like Dendi being able to kill a hero so rapidly is a big part of why they're winning at this hard. And
Hell, it's my favorite Shadow Fiend pub build, so I'm not going to complain. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a nice transition to late game. You can disassemble it and build a butterfly later on. And now Chuan, he's stolen Chemical Rage. Not really what he wants, but he'll take it. Now needs to steal a better spell. IG still defending on their high ground. The bottom lane, that last lane of Rex. Havos says, screw it. We're going for the tier 3. We're doing it now. Shackle on Faith holds him in position. Havos ignoring everything. He turns reluctantly to fight Joe because Joe has the audacity to jump on him. That ice path, that vacuum caught a few. Dendi's going to pop off the bat. Nearly 1,000 gold for his godlike streak going the way of IG. They're defending the high ground. Oh, Navi, they may have underestimated IG a bit here. Now Puppy on the run. This could be 3 dead in a matter of seconds. Puppy, no way out for him. He's got a TP scroll. He runs back into the fray. He'll take a spill. They didn't really scratch the racks. The top lane, the middle lane are pushing in. They'll lose a range Rex for this, but call it a great fight for IG and a bit of overconfidence for Navi.
What a vacuum from YYF, catching up both, more importantly catching out Dendi when he was in Daria form, and then the quick lift from Tetron, preventing the BKB from activated. That's why they won that team fight. Some very old school clutch kind of initiation. Reminded me of Vengeful Spirit swap into a Hex. That's exactly it, with the vacuum backwards and a quick instant lift. Unfortunately, they're not getting anything out of it. Roshan, not alive. Tier 2 tower is quite far away because of Creequilibrium's to push. Will IG find some time to split push, though?
The one thing they're getting is items, though. 430 has the money for a Scythe device if he doesn't want to save for buyback, and I feel maybe buyback's just not going to help you this game. I think they need those next items. Joe, up to 4k gold. We could see a new big item for the Phantom Lancer soon, be it the makings of a butterfly, be it a Manta style, whatever he wants, he'll have it pretty soon. And actually, we could check these supports real quickly. YYF has picked up a Blink Tag. I don't know if he had it in that last fight, but he certainly has it now. So IG will get some more items. But like you said, no real map control gained off of that fight. Still, their Observer Wards are very defensively positioned. They didn't get a gem from Navi. That's still a city on Havost. Not the biggest victory, but hey, 3 kills and they defend the base. They can't complain about that result at this point.
Yeah, I think the biggest item pickup here is the YYF Blink. We saw how effective the vacuum was in the last team fight in conjunction with Chuan's play. I also believe that Phantom Lancer should actually go into Radiance. It's not a really great item usually for Phantom Lancer, but this game against 2 Blink Daggers, as well as the way that they've been using the Phantom Lancer, is basically set in front, tank, and turtle. And that's one of the best turtle items to play with. But looks like he has spent a chunk of gold, and I'm not sure what is coming the way.
Yeah, Radiance would be okay this game, but I feel like they've got to live through that initial barrage of spells for Navi and then just outlast them. And for that, something like a Butterfly might be better. He's gone for a Mantis style now. Pretty decent item on PL. You can't really argue with it. It gives you efficient stats for the cost. IG, just getting whatever they can right now to try and fight. Scythe the Vice is up for Ferrari 430 on that puck. He had an explosive start. He was crushing, and now he's 10-3-5. Still a decent game for him, but half the net worth of Dendi. They are struggling a bit to keep up with some of these Navi heroes. 24k net worth on the Alk. But IG, because of their lineup, you can never count them out. Vacuum, into Wall, into Coil, into Ice Path, into Chuan, maybe stealing Impale. You can't count them out, and we'll see an initiation here. 430 has jumped in. He's Sight to Vos. IG are trying to fight a very long way. This might be too much. 430 gets caught out and blown up. The wall used outside of the base. Now Havos just slap chopping on Joe, who's barely even taking damage, apparently. He's dropping a bit now, on the run. Purge onto Havos. Now the Hex comes, and oh no. This is a dead Phantom Lancer. Just
no
buyback.
buyback.
Style. No buyback. That is almost certainly game. No PL for 80 seconds. We're headed to a game 3, Lumi, with Navi leading this one 2-0.
You can't fall for IG for taking that fight because they knew that Shadow Fiend wasn't there, so it's a 5v4. It's probably one of the best fights they could win. And if they win one more fight, that's a lot more time bought, a lot more item purchase on them. But they just executed so poorly.
I think they just should have backed once that Scythe. They used the Scythe, but he was too far away. He got 4 staff back, and now we'll see the final engagement. Havos, oh no, still full HP. Gem online, he's going to right-click ward out. There is a vac. They haven't taken Rax yet. The tier 3 falls low. Dendi on the run. No illusion micro here. He'll live for the time being. Now Joe, an army of PLs versus one big bad out. Sent back, Navi forced to retreat. Still, they cannot break this final lane of Rax, but they force out a buyback from the Phantom Lancer. They will retreat out, and while this is happening, the tier 4s start to take more and more structural damage. They're still hunting Puppy. How dare you save your ally? Dendi will try to do it. Oh, he's still going down, though. Puppy, no way out. He'll eventually fall. Good attempt by Dendi.
On the top lane, he's going for a solo kill on 430. Let's see if he's going to find it here. FaZe, does he see it? How does he saw me? How did he saw me?
Oh my god. I'm just going to pretend you never said that. We'll move along
that's
with
cool.
the cast.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, in that last fight, though, I think they just should have, when they went for that aggressive initiation mid, the Alchemist got immediately 4-staffed back, it looked like, by Funnick. And I think at that point, the Scythe was already used. They didn't have a big vacuum wall. They should have just backed. Like, it's okay to go for a pick, but not when he's 4-staffed and that far away from you.
Right, the vacuum only hit 1, and then your Dream Coil hit 1 as well. When you miss all your key spells, those are really the only spell that could keep them winning in these team fights. You just back off. Fortunately for them, they retain one last Rax, and when you're playing a PL, you don't call GG until the throne goes down. 600 gold in the bank here for PL, who did buy back in the team fight. I think he was only 30-40 gold away. He found the 30-40 gold, came back, but we are so far.
But that was a PL buyback. He's got to be 6-slotted at this point, because guess what?
He's so far from 6-slotted.
Alk is pretty much 6-slotted. Can drop a gem. That's about it. Dendi, not quite 6-slotted. Blink Dagger is something you want to replace if the game goes really late. You might want to disassemble your Ethereal Blade, sell the Ghost Scepter, build a Butterfly, build a Satanic, but he's still pretty close. He's at least 3 or 4-slotted. And now IG, they've got to contest Roche with top and middle lane going to be pushing in. If Navi won, they could just wait this out, but it's Navi. They want blood. That's what they're out for, and they're going to try and find it mid. Havos, Shadow Blade available, could go in for a stun. Sentry Ward is available for IG. It's been placed in the middle lane. They'll retreat back to the safety of their base, but if they give up this Roche, Navi, this one I believe is cheese. It is. That'll probably be game.
While they're actually going into the pit, there is one particular word scoping this out. There is a gem available on Havos, so they do pick it off, and Dendi starting to do the Roche. No rotation coming in just yet. Of course, there is a Blink Dagger on Puck, so is he dropping a Teleport Scroll? Is he trying to make the play?
Oh, he's got to do something. 430's got to match what Dendi did against Tom Fu. Can he steal an Aegis here? Can he turn it around? The orb comes through. He hasn't blinked in, and now they'll be driven back because Avos has jumped in. He's killed off Chuan on the Rubik. Now the shotgun goes. Faith tries to TP out in a hurry, gets impaled. No escape for him. No Roshan steal for IG. They just didn't go for it in the end, and now so thanks to some great play by Havost, and now IG, well, they're probably losing 3 lanes of racks, and with that, the game.
A man fight, but you really can't man fight with this particular build. Havost losing all of his mana. Stun's gonna come through. It's gonna fire to YYF. He's getting bursted down. It's as if he has no HP. Blink and Pale, and bam! Everybody said GG's gonna get called. And IG down 2 games in this best of 5 series. One away from elimination.
Backs against the wall. Navi have pushed them to the last possible loss. They cannot lose again. They've got to win 3 in a row to come back. Otherwise, Navi will be rematching tomorrow against LGD China. And you got to say Navi is just flat out playing better than IG.
Yep.
The drafts have been... I thought this game, the draft was pretty even. I didn't think it was a horrible outdraft at any rate. But Navi, Dendi in particular, just making spectacular plays on that Shadow Fiend in this game. Now Navi, 1 win away.
Can Navi win TI3? Just looking from these 2 games of performance? Or do you think IG is just not even up to standard to even challenge Navi?
I feel like they're close. You know, like, I feel like they could almost... In both of these games, game 1, I kind of came apart at the seams, but they had their moments in team fights. It's just not quite there. The execution isn't quite as polished as it needs to be. But actually, congratulations to Sheever.
Sheevers.
Gets a prize for witnessing.
Where's
glorious
my
victory.
prize for? I never get anything.
Shout out to Sheever.
Shout out to Sheever.
But yeah, I think IG's close, but just not quite there.
Yeah, I agree. Although IG, I don't want to count them out just yet. I'm seeing them at least take 1 game from this particular series. Let's see if they have it in them. But I just don't like the way they're playing their carries. Zoe is a great carry player, but where's the split push?
I still think they can take 1 game, though.
Yeah.
I think they can at least take 1 game off Navi. Maybe they get some momentum back. But now Navi, they lead 2-0 in this best of 5. Merlini, Bruno, what is going wrong for this team, and what is going right for Navi?
Ben, how does he saw him?
How does he saw him? How did he saw him?
Yeah. Come on. I mean, but really.
No,
IG
seriously,
started-
though, how did he saw him? There's no gem.
Spidey
it's
senses.
Sixth sense.
Oh, okay.
A puck is kind of like a flying spider.
Okay.
But really, I mean, IG started the game pretty solid. And they were dominating the game, right? Like, it was,
Ferrari was
Joe.
playing ridiculously well.
Ferrari was playing out of his mind for the first 20 minutes of the game, unbelievably well. Joe was free farming. I mean, you have an Alchemist free farming as well, but it was a bit more of a trade, even at that lane. They were getting kills, they were getting towers. What happened? What went wrong?
I think one of the big, like, most of the games that we've seen in Alchemist, they trade safe lane, Alchemist farm, versus safe lane, whatever farm. And I think maybe Anti-Mage can beat him out in a free farm war, but Alchemist almost always comes ahead. Even if you get drums first, like, you can fight with PL, but Alchemist just contributes so much more with Acid Spray, with the stun, with his ability to tank, and they just like 4-on-5 for quite some time, and Alchemist still got his farm, and they were ahead in kills. So Phantom Lancer, it didn't really do much in that game. I didn't actually like the Phantom Lancer pick into their playstyle. It just didn't seem like, just like how Navi picked Shadow Fiend the other day, but they didn't really play it like Dendi did today. It was the same player, but he went Blink this time. He contributed a lot early, and it was just a much better pick because they actually fought with that hero. How did he fight? How
does he fought? How does he fought?
But they expended so many resources trying to keep Dendi down. Alchemist just comes roaring in with all his farm, crushes everybody. Dendi catches up, and it was a pretty good draft. Much better play from Navi than the other Shadow Fiend game.
You know what I think? Sorry to interrupt you. I think Navi was like, okay, we're at a disadvantage at the beginning of the game. We're giving away. I mean, the free farm Joe kind of the part of the thing was like, okay, we're giving Joe free farm. Especially when they see him going Midas, I think Navi has to be happy about that because, like, okay, this guy's going late game, meaning that we actually have a window. If he goes like straight diffusal and wants to man fight,
right,
probably would be more complicated for Navi. But also Navi, by design, they abandoned Dendi, which, granted, was being severely outplayed by Ferrari at that moment in the game. They could have done something, but they would say, okay, no, let's focus on get Chen his mech. So Chen farms his mech, pretty much ganks nothing. I mean, he didn't have the best creeps to gank either. He had 2 Wild Kings. He's, okay, Dendi, you're on your own. I'm going to send Kuroki to help you a couple times, but I'm going to get my mech. And then when he gets his mech, they start grouping as 5. Alchemist gets his Shadow Blade at the same time, and Navi changes, and they start playing together. And then Ferrari kind of falls off, and then he starts making these amazing plays as well.
Yeah, it was I mean, well thought out sacrifice by them, and Funnick just owned the THD too. He got his ancient stacks, they killed all the Century Wars. It was pretty much Windrunner getting a lot, and they actually lost out on all the experience, all the gold, and that was a terrible trade for them. Again, IG had to have a lot of things go right for them. They had to shut Funnick out in the lane and in the jungle. They had to keep Dundee down, and they had to keep Alchemist and Chen from getting their items and levels. And you just can't do all that with a PL just free farm. You need all 5 heroes to do that. And Navi played it fantastically after the 10-15 minute mark. Granted, the first 10 minutes was just them trying to keep Dundee down, but after that, they just constantly put pressure all over the map, and great play by them.
I'm going to ask you something because you are a very old school player. When did you first start playing competitive? Like what year?
2006? Six
so
or 7?
About 6-7 years before now, so you've pretty much seen it all. And Blink Shadowfiend was something that was much more fashionable a long time ago than it is now. Now they decide to go more for like Rush BKB or Shadowblade, right? Do you favor, like yourself, you played mid a lot as well, and I guess you play Shadowfiend. Do you favor any or the other, or do you think, why is Blink Shadowfiend not as common now?
I think, or as opposed to other heroes, or
as opposed to
just
Shadowfiend going other items.
I think Blink Shadowfiend is a lot better just because you can split push a lot more, and it'll help you catch people in team fights and escape team fights. So if you'll usually live through those team fights enough to get BKB. Shadowfiend with just a BKB, without any sort of move speed, you can't actually right-click people. Puck will just phase shift, people will just straight up just run away from you. But if you blink in the middle of a fight, BKB, which you'll almost always find after you get your blink, then you'll actually be able to do a lot of damage. I always prefer one utility item, either Shadowblade or Blink, usually Blink in competitive because people always just buy sentries and gems.
Right.
And then BKB is almost as a necessity on them. Once you blink BKB, everyone just has to run. It cleared all of Joe's illusions a lot too, and that was like their main source of damage, and they didn't have any physical damage to deal with him. I mean, Joe has a little bit, but he's forced to Turntail just because he's melee. I like the build a lot. I've seen other builds which are good versus Gyrocopter, namely I like the Helmet Dominator, just straight up tank and hit him with BKB man modes, but for general utility, Blink BKB is far superior. It's been proven 2007, 2013, yet again.
Old school. All right, so we've talked about what went well for Navi, some of the mistakes IG made. What does IG need to do differently? They've lost 2 games, backs against the wall. They cannot lose another. 15 seconds or less. What does IG need to do
aggression,
differently?
more aggressive. Balls to the wall.
Balls to the wall aggression. Merlini?
Balls to the wall, ban Alchemist.
I'm actually trying to think if there was. I'm pretty sure there was, but people in chat or people in Twitter, whatever, they can help me. Does any of you remember any best of 5? Where
15 seconds. Quick.
Yeah, no, actually I have something from DPM as well, so there you go. But does anyone remember something, some game where a best of 5 started 2-0 for one team and the other team turned it around 1-3-2?
I can't remember one.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure there was one. If you people know, let me know. But on that remark, we're running the Alienware Cup. We're actually having a lot of fun with it. We have to first thank Alienware and MasterCard for running this amazing tournament. The biggest online tournament in terms of prize money. Best teams, all teams that are going to TI. If you want to support it, if you want to have more Alienware Cups, you can go to facebook.com/Alienware Cup, click on follow. You can go on Twitter @Alienware Cup, like on Facebook, follow on Twitter, not the other way around. You can go to www.alienwarecup.com and check everything right there. But also, if you want to win, apparently there's a raffle of 50 Alienware Cup tickets for Dota 2 tickets. The games end tomorrow, but you can catch the final there, and you can of course get access to all the replays from the Alienware Cup, so you can watch.
So how do I get a ticket?
So how do you get a ticket? You have to. It's a long thing. So Alienware is kind of being complicated about this. So bear with me. This is first of all, you have to follow @Alienware Cup on Twitter. If you want to support the tournament, you already did that, so it's cool. So you have to write a Twitter message cheering for Navi or IG. Now this message, this is complicated. It has to have @Alienware Cup in the message. It has to have either @Inv Gaming, which is the IG's Twitter, or @NatusVinture, which is the Navi's Twitter, in the message. It has to have #AWCup. And then your message if you have any space left.
Do I have to give my firstborn away as well?
Yes. So if you do all that stuff, and there's a condition that it has to be real accounts only, so no fake accounts, whatever that means. I guess do not create accounts just for the sake of writing tweets. You have to do it before the game is sent today. Because if you do it afterwards, it doesn't work.
All right, let's.
And
Anything
then,
else?
Yeah, and then the Alienware Cup will direct message you if you're a winner and if you did anything right.
Okay, let's try a recap. Follow Alienware Cup on Twitter. You tweet at Alienware Cup. You have to tweet at one of the teams, at Natus Vincier or at INV Gaming, which is IG. You have to have a hashtag AW Cup in the message, and it has to be a real account. So there's your 20 conditions, guys. Good luck remembering them all.
You get a free ticket.
Yeah, if you win, you get a free ticket.
$7.99 in value. That's a
feel like
lot of value.
That's $8 worth of directions. I might just go buy a ticket myself. Otherwise. But of course, big shout out to Alienware Cup as well as MasterCard for making this wonderful event possible. It's been a blast so far. We're not done just yet, though, guys. We're going to take a quick break. It's Game 2 in the books. Navi now leading the best of 5, 2-0. When we come back, we'll be live with Game 3. Can IG force a Game 4, or will they get 3-0 swept? Well, we'll find out. Try to remember those directions. It's going to be hard.
Got to get that value.